Hi guys, good morning. Tim from Hunt the Wolf. So we've had a few different situations here. First of all, snowing. It's gorgeous. I love it. Secondly, we have designed a snorkel for the CFMoto CForce 1000. It's the Gen 3. Now, this isn't just a regular snorkel, all right? This is a special snorkel because, one, no one makes it. This is one of a kind. Can't find it. I literally can't find any videos on snorkeling it. There's a couple for like mud snorkels and all that kind of stuff. Now with me, I don't like the big tubes that stick out the top with the rad relocate and all that kind of stuff like that. That's not what I'm into. Mainly because one, I don't like the way that it looks, and secondly, I'm not the one that is going to bury my machine in water, going up to the handlebars in water. Problem I'm having is that I have gotten water into my belt box, mainly because of the way that CFMoto has designed their CV box, or CV box, CV belts, the outlet, right? So the CVT belt outlet. So this right here, that hole is garbage. All right, that is right underneath your seat, and it is just a mouth, just giant hole. And with my machine, I run 30s, and they're giant ITP mud lights. They're big, and they just churn water, right over here. They just churn water, and it just throws water all up in here. It just throws water. And I have twice just completely swamped my my belt. All right, and it's because of the way that the water churns. So I wanted to put a snorkel in, but I didn't want to, like I said, I didn't want to put the traditional snorkel in. So now with this, I spent about a month trying to design this thing to get it to how I wanted to. I've watched what videos there are on there. I know Steve at RNG, he had a great idea with running a tube up the side and all that. It doesn't work from where I can see. He took off all the plastics. I know he was going to modify and do all this other stuff like that. For what I'm doing, it didn't work for me. I did get some of the stuff that he was using, but it wasn't going to work. How I wanted it to be just wasn't going to work. All right. So we're going to go over how I did this. Now I shot a whole bunch of video from the start to beginning of how I did this. Now the problem is that I changed it. I changed it like 4 times. I installed it. I didn't like it. Tubes didn't fit how they needed to fit. So I just made it how I needed to. I didn't want to cut any plastics. I didn't want to cut any brackets or any of that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, while I was doing this process, I did. I cut plastics. I cut brackets. I was able to put some of the stuff back to where it needed to be, but we'll go over kind of how this really worked out. All right. And I'm going to show you how it currently is, but also I'll go back in the footage and explain all the parts that I used. I'll show pictures of it. It's going to be old footage, so it's going to be kind of look mixed up, but I'll post all the parts that I used to where I am now compared to where I was. But at the end, you will figure out how I did this. And the thing is, this is a stealth snorkel. Nobody's made this before. It's not around. This is 100% brand new. Nobody has it like this. And more importantly, it's how I ride. All right. It's for me. And you have to remember that I'm not putting my machine up to the handlebars in water. That's not what I'm doing. All right. So here's what we got. All right. So in here, And like I said, I'll post exactly the parts that I use. So in here, right there, that is a 3-to-2 Fernco coming off of the belt box. All right, it clips right in there. It's got a hose clamp on either end. It goes right on, it clips on, tighten up the hose clamp, then it comes down to a 2-inch. From there, I have got a 90-degree 2-inch that has got a male end and a female end on the other. And then in the middle of it, right here, I have got 2-inch piece of 2-inch PVC, just connecting these two together. The other side, it is another 90-degree male to female. It's the same exact thing I had on the other side, only this one I modified, and I'll show the picture in some of the video right now of how I modified it. I took off a little part on the end initially because the angle was too much. If I kept the angle of how I needed it or how it originally was, it kicked back too far and was going to go right into the header pipe, the exhaust pipe, which is right here, was going to kick back too far. So I modified that 90. All right, so now we have got another Fernco. This is a 2-inch to 1.75 inch. And then I have got a hose that I had here, 1.75 inch hose that I had in the shop already, and I ran it up through. I drilled a 2-inch hole right here in the plastics. Now I tried it, the seat fits on nice. There's a big gap in here in the seat, so it's not gonna bother it whatsoever. So I put this on here with the 2-inch hole. I drilled it, and I gotta be careful. There are some electronics right behind here. It's on a bracket, it's out of the way. As long as you stay to the right and put the hole, you're not gonna have a problem. So you gotta put the hole saw, I put it right up against this part right here and drilled the hole. Just go nice and easy when you're going through. All right, so now in here, I have got the hose coming through. See the hose right here? It's coming through, and it feeds underneath the air box. Now you do have to be careful. That right there is your fuel line. There's a fuel line right there. It is flexible, so it does move. So it's underneath the airline, or my tube coming out. It's underneath. Like I said, it is flexible. I'm going to wrap it with some more tape. It does have some heat shield on it already, because that is your exhaust right there as well. So we'll go around the other side now so you can see how I have this ported out. So like I told you, this is going to be a stealth snorkel. All right, nobody has this. So now my tube is going to be coming out the side right here with a vent. My plastics go on right here. The plastics go on like that, and my vent is going to come out somewhere in this area. It's going to be a round vent. I just poured it out somewhere right here. All right, now I know you're all saying like, oh well, you're gonna drown it again and blah 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 and all that stuff. Got to remember, this is your air box. This air box, you can see when I move it, it's not sealed anyway. All right, this is just a foam gasket in between here, and this foam gasket, if you get water up to here anyway, you're going to suck in water. This is your air box. You get water up to here, you're in trouble anyway. So I can put my outlet for my the CVT box right here. So that's where it's going to come out. I have a guy, my buddy Paul, is 3D printing me an outlet that's going to come out of the plastics. It's going to have a little grid on it, and then it's also have a hood, and it's going to be face down just a little bit. It's going to be flush mount, except for the little hood that is going to be hanging off a little bit. Easy to still access everything, not going to be a problem. So there we go. It's all run underneath here. As you can see, it's run out and down into there. So that's the stealth snorkel on the CFMoto CForce 1000. It's the Gen 3. You guys have any questions? Like I said, I will be posting all the parts a description of everything that I used. If I have links, I can use that. The plastic hose was just a hose that I had laying around. It's 1 3/4 inch. I tried it, I turned it on, got plenty of airflow coming through. So it seems like it's gonna work. I haven't had the opportunity to run it to see what the temperature gets up to. Plus, like I said, it's snowing here in upstate New York. But you know, we'll find out. We'll find out come springtime if I overheat. If I overheat, then I have room. I have the opportunity to expand all the hosing and all that kind of stuff. I did add high temperature silicone, and I do have some Flex Seal tape on everything to try to keep as much water as I possibly can out of it. Hopefully it doesn't leak. All this PVC is all glued together. The Fernco is all glued together with the hose clamps on it. So it should work. You know, like I said, I'm just trying to keep all the water out of my belt box, and this is how we're gonna do it. It's Tim for Hunt the Wolf. We just made a stealth snorkel for a CFMoto CForce 1000.